Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Tarochione. I am so happy to be back on the Golden Living Show with you all. And we've got a whole new venue and a new way of we're doing things. I have been ill for quite some time, as most of you know, and I recently had some COVID pneumonia, and it really took me for a loop. Really, really, really brought me down. And during that time, I realized that I should put my affairs in order and what kind of a legacy am I going to leave? It left me feeling very open. And I'm sure that many of you have in the past, you realize that, oh my God, this is something. So we're going to talk about creating your own golden legacy, but being able to also have an avatar that can document everything that you are saying to it, and you can have a lasting memoir, a living memoir for the rest of your life that you can let other people know in your family. But before we begin, I want to bring you a little grounding with Sandra Slokenberg. I think I said that right. If I didn't, I'm really sorry, Sandra, but let me bring Sandra on. Did I say your name right, hon?
Almost. Good
What
morning, everyone. It's
what
actually
what is
Sandra
it?
Slokenbergs.
Slokenberg. Okay.
Slokenbergs.
Okay.
Yes.
Sandra is she's done a wonderful chair yoga for many years, and she's got I sent out a post before, and I hope everybody read it. But Sandra, if you wouldn't mind telling just a little bit about who you are and why we're going to do this wonderful chair yoga, what it's going to mean to them to be able to have it.
Happy to. And I'm very happy to be here with you, Kathy, and with everybody else. Good morning. So I've been
Oops.
teaching chair yoga for many, many years. And the beauty of chair yoga is that anybody can practice chair yoga, right? It's absolutely designed for anybody with limited mobility or somebody who has lots of mobility who just wants to take a break and sit down. You get the benefits of strengthening your body, of stretching your body, but most importantly, really when it comes to the mind, you can learn how to ground yourself, you can learn how to focus and to tune out things that perhaps are causing you tremendous stress. So this morning, I would love to just take a couple minutes and find that place where you feel comfortable. Always important to feel comfortable as you can feel in your own body, right? Because then your mind has a moment to be free. So take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, think of all those things that you worry about and see if you can just, with a nice loud exhale. One more time. Inhale, make yourself feel as big as you can in your body, and then exhale it out. Nice. You can close your eyes and feel your feet grounding, really pressing your feet into the earth. Pretend that you are like a tree with roots that needs to feel that earth beneath you. And then try to sit as tall as you can, comfortably sit, so you feel all that space in your body where you can breathe. And just close your eyes and do a little scan, just like at the supermarket, right? When you're scanning a product, just scanning your body and discovering where you tend to hold stress. Just try to soften your body with each exhale. You notice you're holding more through your shoulders. Sometimes it's through the jaw or the eyes or the hips. And just see if you can find a little release in the muscular holding. Try to focus on your breath. That breath is your tool that you can use to calm yourself. In yoga, it's called an ujjayi breath. So you're inhaling and really hearing that ocean sound as you exhale, usually through the nose, but it doesn't matter. Feel your feet, and we'll just take a couple of breaths, but soon just taking a couple more moments just to feel your body nice and relaxed. If you find that you have thoughts bombarding you, always bring it right back to your breath, and then you have no space to think or attach to those thoughts. So with your next inhale, you can lightly just float your arms up. And as you exhale, centering right through the center, you can keep your eyes closed. We're just moving the arms up, lifting as you inhale. And as you exhale, right through the center, grounding, focusing, centering. One more time, lifting up. And exhaling your hands right to your hearts. And we'll go 2 times, opening up nice and big. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take whichever arm you wish on top. Feel that wonderful feeling of being hugged, of self-love, sending all your good energy out there, knowing we have each other to support on. Inhale one more time, lift. And exhale and round your back. You can take your hands right to your thighs, grounding again. Palms down is grounding, palms up, you're receiving. We just want to ground to start this morning's beautiful session. And just again, feel how peaceful you can feel in your own body. And welcome this beautiful day, and I will turn it back to Kathy.
Oh, that was absolutely wonderful. Just wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you so very much. Yes, well, that grounded us, and now we're going to bring in. Actually, he's almost like the co-host. His name, Emiliano. Bring Emiliano in. Good morning, Emiliano De Laurentiis. He is the founder and owner of Knowledge Avatars. And I was going to say Gaetan. And Emiliano and I met early last year. And it was really amazing that he and I had he had been working on a living memoir for a number of years and actually working with Sandra's father, I think, at the time.
That's right. Good morning, Kathy.
Yeah. Good morning. And I really had been thinking about something a little bit similar, but not really. I was thinking about like a sympathy avatar that could interact and help people when they were feeling down and out and depressed. So when I got together with him and he started talking about an avatar with memoirs and that, and then the sympathy side of it, then started thinking, oh, what if we had an emotional avatar that could really interact and really give the information that we have inside? Because Sandra, I'm sure you can relate to this. I believe, because I'm very spiritual, I believe that if we have thoughts and we have emotions and those are negative, then the feelings that we get can be harmful to our body. And it can cause us to I think we lost your voice there.
Oh,
Okay.
It's actually, it's right, and it's called disease. That's what disease is, dis-ease. Right? When you're not at ease, then you're,
Yeah, exactly. So if we have these positive thoughts, and the things that are nice about an avatar is that if you train an avatar to be positive, it will be positive. And no matter what you say, they won't get irritated.
That's right.
which is the fun part of it.
And they're patient.
Yeah, exactly. So Emiliano has been working on an avatar or several avatars. It started out in the educational area, and now he's going into actually we became partners. Hello, partner.
Hello,
We became partners. We became partners yesterday in the Golden Legacy Living Memoir. Now, it's not available in its full-blown capacity right now. So what we're going to demonstrate to you is where we're at, and over the next, I would say couple of months, we're going to be letting you see how I build my own living memoir.
Yeah,
And it's
I think what we
important.
need, I think
Go
what we
ahead.
need to tell everybody is that that we have a platform where you can train your own AI bot, and that you can train that bot to be your knowledge avatar. It's an avatar of your knowledge, and
Right, right.
it's also and then, but we can also add your history, whatever it is that you want the bot to know, and we could and it can simulate you. Man. It could speak as if it is you, but also but it could all, but it has its own personality, and you can give it its own personality, but it can represent you, and in this way people can talk to it. And as if they're talking to Kathy or to Sandra or Emiliano. I've been training my own bot. I've been training my mother's bot so that my mother is 90 years old, and we all have limited time on this earth.
Yeah.
So someday I'll be able to go to the spot when she's not available, and ask it questions like, "Wow, what was that recipe that you made that I loved?" So and things
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's easier to train a bot than it is to write a memoir. We've all, obviously people,
Or a book.
or a book. Yeah, I mean that's what I meant, like a memoir as a book,
Yeah.
because because that takes a lot of editing, and writing prose is more complicated. But training a bot is actually easier because you just put in your thoughts of the day. It's like your journal, and then the bot will compose it, and its own intelligence will compose it in such a way that it's grammatically correct, and it's well said, so that you don't have to uh, write it so specifically. And most people would have a hard time writing a memoir, but I think it's easier for people to keep a journal. So this is like keeping a journal, and of course you decide what you want the world to know about you, right? So
Right. Yeah.
this is a public journal, and it's a
Like
little.
family history and your family tree, things that disappear in time, right?
Hmm.
Nobody has the actual physical information in front of them. You can
Right,
record
and
all that.
Yeah.
the
Well,
this.
I was going to say that where I want to come from on this is I tell everybody all of my secrets, and I'm totally transparent because I'm at that age. I've been
You
given a
don't
life
care
sentence.
anymore.
Well, I know I've been given a life sentence 3 years ago, and when I lasted that they told me I was only going to last a year. Well, now it's 3 years, and then having COVID pneumonia, and really there's no reason that I should have survived. It shouldn't have. I was in ICU for 2.5 weeks. I had a stroke, and now I have long COVID, so I lost all my hair. This is a wig. I lost all my hair, and I'm still here. So why is that? Well, it's because I'm here for a message. But now I want to take everything I tell everybody else, because it actually, you're right, Emiliano. I don't really care anymore. I just go ahead and say, this is me. This is what I'm all about.
Yeah,
This is Sandra's got a call.
yeah.
uh, that's okay. This is where I'm at. I'm at my last hurrah, and if I can bring in, uh, um, what can I say? If I can bring in what I'm doing so that after I'm gone, people can go in and ask questions. And another thing I was thinking about too, Emiliano, is we can pre-program some questions that would be advantageous for the family to know about, right? So we're going to go through a demo in a moment here, but
Right,
we
we
can
put
do that,
together
right?
a list of questions that people can use, because that's what interestingly, we made it so easy to train the bot. That's not the issue. The issue is not the training of the bot, but what do we want the bot to know about us? What do we want to, and what is it that so it's the same process as if you're going to write a memoir. In a sense, you have to think about what is it you want people to know about you. What are the kinds of questions that people would ask? So we've come up with a series of questions that we would share with people who want to train their own knowledge avatar, and as a living memoir, as a
Right.
Golden Legacy living memoir, and and we will help them, as you suggested earlier. We will help them, and give them advice on how to develop their knowledge avatar. This whole project started out. You mentioned earlier with Sandra's father. He sadly he passed away last year, but he was not. He was 94, I guess, when I met him, and he had some dementia. So he had short-term memory loss, and there were certain things that he needed to remember, and the family wanted him to remember, like what newspapers he had a subscription to, when to take his medication, and even who I was, right? Because and so
He met you every time.
every time I met him, it was a new experience for him, and so what we did is we trained the bot with certain things, and of course our bots also will present photos. So for example, he could ask the bot, "Who is this Emiliano?" and and then a picture of my picture would come up, and the bot would say, "Oh, Emiliano is Sandra's partner," and so on and so forth. And you met him
Yeah.
at this time on this date, and so on and so forth. So and it was fascinating. Now the only thing that we didn't get a chance to implement is to have the bot on an iPad that was always on his bedside. That would have been more efficient, because
Right.
since he had short-term memory loss, he also forgot to go to the bot. He forgot to go to his computer.
Right.
So that was, but fortunately, not everybody has memory loss. So this is it is an application that can help anybody, not just to remember things, but also to share their knowledge and share their information with others.
Okay, so now we're going to actually do I'm going to show you the back end of knowledge avatars and what I'm putting into it. And when you see this at this point, now remember, you're coming in, if you decide that you want to build your own living memoir, then you're coming in at the ground floor, so it's really extremely affordable. It won't be it won't be as affordable as it is now when we get it really built out. So what you're seeing now is the bare bones, and what you probably are seeing is a lot of talking avatars, and they look very human-like. That will be there in the as we're building it out. So what you're really looking at is the structure, the infrastructure of how we're building it right now. Right, Emiliano?
Yeah, one of the things that our knowledge editors have characters, and they have little characters that with lip syncing and voice and so forth. And one of the things that we are adding to the feature in the near future, and right now you can select from a series of knowledge of characters. So, but in the near future, we're going to allow you to have a knowledge avatar that looks just like you, or close. Anyhow, so you'll be able to modify the knowledge avatar so that it looks like you, and even perhaps sound like you. So that's coming in sometime this year, and we will be adding that capability. But here we have
Okay.
Prime.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say this is Kathy Prime. So Kathy, with knowledge avatars, I mean, should we talk to one of the knowledge avatars first and have?
Oh,
So,
actually, you know what? I think that's a better idea. And we had said that we were going to do that, and here I went and I jumped in. So let's have you go and share your screen, and we'll do it that way first. Yeah, he was going to do it first, and then we'll go into mine. He'll show you what it looks like when it's already been finished, and I'll show you what I'm doing when I'm going to start.
So
What
here,
can I say, folks? It is what it is.
So here we have Emiliano Prime. You can call it anything you want, but this is what I called my bot, and like I said before, we could talk to it with voice, and it will speak with voice, or we could just turn those features off and just have a chat conversation. So if you're in the public place, you may just want to chat with it, or people may want to chat with it privately. But I'm going to chat with it text so that I can talk to you as well. Otherwise, it's going to be confused. It won't know if I'm talking to it or to the audience. And
Right. You have two choices. You can either use the text or you can use audio.
And what we're going to do is but it will speak up. So let's just ask it, who are you?
Hi there. I'm Emiliano Prime, a friendly chatbot here to assist and chat with you. How can I help you today?
So I can give it different characteristics as well. So if I want to be sarcastic, and I can change that at any time, right? I can make it friendly, professional, sarcastic, funny, you name it. I can change the personality. So let's ask a question about me, well, but I've told it, behave as if you're Emiliano. So that is one of the things that when I trained it, is one of the things that I told it. So what is your favorite TV show? Some people who know me may be able to guess the answer on that one.
Kathy, do you know?
I have no
Oh,
clue. Do you?
Emiliano
I
loves
do.
The Mandalorian. The mix of Star Wars adventure and the bond between Mando and Grogu is just fantastic. How about you? Do you have a favorite show?
All right, and I can ask it. Do you have children? Oops.
Emiliano has 2 children, Alexander and Victoria. Alexander is his biological child, while Victoria was adopted.
Of course, that's all true.
Okay, now put in there, who is your girlfriend? And we all know who that is. We all know who that is.
I hope he doesn't say it's someone else.
My girlfriend is Sandra Slokenbergs. She teaches public speaking and yoga. We first met online on November 7th, 2022. We share a passion for life, culture, dance, and nature.
There you go.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? That's very, very
Impressive.
cool. Who was your father? Okay.
My father was Cesare De Laurentiis, a tailor who was born in Roccascalegna, Italy on February 19, 1931, and passed away on April 20, 2013.
Now, at this point, Emiliano, you let me add on this because I know this to be a fact that you can add as little or as much information about that subject as you want.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say you can. So I could whatever information you want the public to know. This is because you're going to be publishing your knowledge through this bot. So it's a different way of publishing content, right? And
Right.
So we're not just using a bot. A lot of people now are using AI to improve their writing and to do some research and so forth. But now this is a new way of using AI to publish your own knowledge and create a bot that is that represents you and that people can talk to it.
Right.
So it's we're using it in this capacity as a memoir, as a living memoir. But people could also use it to store information at work to memorialize.
Let me ask you this, Emiliano. If can it be set up so that it gives just initial information, and then if you want more, you could say, is there anything else, or is there more on that? Because I can see myself talking about my father, and it could be a whole Bible,
Right.
about it. So how much information actually comes out, and how much information can continue to keep coming out the more you ask on it.
It limits. It's not going to spit out a whole chapter of information. And whether its nature as a bot is essentially to have a conversation. So it will have a conversation with you. So it's not going to go out there and lecture you about your father for
okay, good.
Won't be a monologue.
I mean, I'm thinking, could it be something like, tell me the story about when you were, Kathy, tell the story about when you were picked up for tending bar at 14 years old, and you were charged with, tending bar as a minor.
For example, I put in some things about some of my favorite foods, right? And if I ask what is my favorite food, or what is your favorite food, it'll pick something, but it's not going to give me a whole long list of all the foods that I that
Yeah.
I enjoy, right? And um, now the beauty of it, though, let me just go back to my screen here, is that sorry, okay, here. So I can ask it to list concepts. So I can organize information in the background so that it's more organized, more discrete. So, for example,
This topic has 62 concepts: knowledge matrix, knowledge avatars, birth date, sister, father.
okay,
Do you want me to continue?
not for now, but that has.
Sure, now what?
So as you can see, there are 62 discrete pieces of information that I put in there. So birth date, for example, my sister, my father, and so I had that all organized in that way. So I can so this way I could, um, for example, I could have recipes, or I could have my favorite recipes, and and um, so one concept could be a list of the favorite recipe, and then another one could be what is the recipe for cheesecake, the family cheesecake, or whatever, and that could be a completely separate concept. And so I could ask the bot, please give me the recipe for the Christmas cheesecake, and then and that will be different from just give me a list of all the recipes that Emiliano likes. So the
But Kathy,
information can be organized. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Kathy, you were asking a specific memory. So say at age 14, right? Something that
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you'd
like
like
at
somebody to
14, there was a story that I wanted to tell, and so I told it to my avatar,
yeah.
Yeah,
and
So you can organize it by age probably too, right? Memories at a certain age that you
age and
want.
concept too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so we'll go into the back end, and this is just our first show here, so we're just giving you what it looks like in the back end.
But
Uh,
that's why we're also going to be having these regular Zoom meetings with people
yeah,
who are training their knowledge avatars. We will help them organize the content so that it meets their
right.
purpose. Because everybody will have a different goal, and different types of content.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might not want to have recipes and things like that. Maybe they want the nitty gritty. Certainly, men aren't going to
Right,
want to have recipes.
right, right.
So,
Shall we go to? Shall we go to the back end of Kathy Prime?
yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So you stop sharing, and then I'll share mine again. Okay, well that was good. All right, not too bad with this platform, huh? It's
Yeah,
the first time I'm using it. Okay, now eventually that picture will be me.
yes.
And eventually it will have my voice with it. But again, it's different generations, and we're just building it right now. So this is what you would see once you sign up, and you have different areas: the edit, delete, all entries, revisions, members, and nodes. I'm going to go into edit so that you can see this is where you start adding things in. And Emiliano, he brought me through this. This will be in there permanently, I guess.
Yes.
So you start with the description of what you want it to be about, and then you can add images. I haven't done any of this yet, but you can see these are the limits here of how you do it. And explain this video URL, okay?
Yes. So you could link a video to any node. So basically, every concept in knowledge avatars is a node of information. So it could be, as you said, it could be a story, or it could be who my girlfriend is, or my father. Right? Those are all different nodes, and a node can have either a video or an image associated with it. So when you ask it, tell me about your father, it'll show a picture of my father, or maybe it'll show a video of a memory of a time.
Really, it will show the video, or give
Yeah,
the link to
it
the
will.
video.
It'll show the video, and the link to the
Really?
video.
Oh,
Yes,
how cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so the video is would be on YouTube, so you could put it unlisted on YouTube, so people can just go to it. But then Knowledge Avatars essentially grabs that video and displays it for right in the if you're looking at if you're talking to Kathy Prime on your phone, it'll be right there on your phone. If you're using your browser, it would be right there in the browser. So the Kathy Prime widget would display that video.
Okay, great. Now, what is this here, the URL?
That's a link to a website. We're going to remove that capability. We use that mostly for educational purposes, but we
Okay,
find that it's not going to be. It's not people don't use that much because, and the reason is because it's so easy to put content right in Knowledge Avatars. Its purpose was to link to other websites to
right.
rather use that. Yeah.
Okay, and link text, now that's like to a Google Doc
That's
or
related to
to
URL. That's related to the URL. So that's those two things are going to be
be
going
removed?
go away.
Okay, all right. So then you give your bot a name. We'll go into the add new node and add existing node in a minute. You put in your bot name, which is really your avatar name,
Yes.
and the topic, and it would be me, and then what
Yeah.
I want it to know about the knowledge of I really want this to capture my thoughts, just like it did when I created my Midjourney AI graphics. I started with a thought and then with an emotion and then my feelings, and I went to ChatGPT and I put in what those thoughts and emotions were, and I said create a prompt, and it created a prompt, and that's how the images come out. So it's based on, and I think I could probably train this avatar in the same way, couldn't I?
Well, similar.
Based on my
So
thoughts and
yeah,
emotions.
yeah, absolutely. So right now, this is the main. What we're at is sort of the main page of your Knowledge Avatar, and where you specify what the essence of this Knowledge Avatar. But training, but giving content is on another link. So once you save this, I'll show you the
Okay, so
next
now I
step.
bring this down.
So save.
Okay, so I'll save that.
So now at the top of the screen, it says concepts. It says new concept.
A new concept, right?
New
Okay.
concept, yeah. And that's where you would add. So okay, now, so what is this new concept? A concept could be something like, in my case, it was father, for example, or girlfriend. So these are.
I'm going to put brother because I think he's watching.
Oh, okay.
As a
Here's
matter of
brother.
fact, there he is. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Hi there.
And my niece, that's my niece Lisa. She's
Oh,
here
hi
too.
there.
So,
Aw.
yeah. That's funny. Okay, so now I wanted to put times together. Together when we were young. I'm going to talk about the hornet's nest.
Uh-huh.
My brother will know what that means. My mother used to have after my father passed away, I was 13 and my brother was 15. And after that, we had hornet's nests that would come when we opened up the door. And my mother would have my brother go out all dressed up with, with a pot and bang it so that the hornets would leave. And it could be the middle of the summer, but she'd have him all covered.
Yeah.
And also I want to talk about pea jello. Pea jello. Now those are things that are coming to my mind right now. Do I elaborate on it in here right now, or do I each one? I won't do it now, but for the sake of a time.
Yeah,
But
you no, that's what you would do. You would elaborate it right there, and you could have different. Every concept could be a different story, or it could be a different memory. You know.
okay, yeah, my brother says he's here. Excuse me, folks.
And then what you do is when you're done, like I said, you could add an image here if you wanted to, or you could link to a video that represents that memory, and then as you
Okay.
go, then we go down, you could save it, and
Okay, now save
and when
that.
you save
Now
it,
I could add, oh wait, it says,
what is
a
what did
home
it say?
field.
Oh, you have to click on the concept name. No, I'm sorry. No. So where it says this knowledge avatar, go back up. You have to indicate. You have to click on Kathy Prime.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Oh,
Because
now
you
see, that's
because
something a lot of people aren't gonna do. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Well, that's why we have the message, because that's what
Yeah,
you need to
okay.
you can have more than one knowledge avatar, right? So here's a beauty the beauty of this. You can, let's say you had three, let's say you had two knowledge avatars. One, you can have a private one where you put everything, like all your thoughts, all your message, all your memories, and then you can have another one that you want to publish publicly. So then you would have, let's say, Kathy Prime and Kathy Private, and then
Ah,
so now you can have a memory that said that you want everybody to see. So you can click on both those links, and it would apply to both bots. But if you have a memory that you only want for the public to see, you would just click on Kathy Prime, and not the other one, and then
got
only
it.
go to that.
Okay. So I have the option to have both it within my plan.
You can have more than one bot. Yes.
Okay, okay. I wanted to go back here to this new concept. All of these things down here, add new modes and all of that, and next and prerequisites and all that, that will be in future training. It's too much right now just for
Yes,
this. We're
it's too
just
much
going
for
over
it.
the
Yes.
basic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want you to know that this is going to be um, a, a series that's going to come out twice a month that we'll be going
Yeah.
over, and
Yeah.
you can learn from this.
And
But here's my brother.
what it's telling you right now is that it takes a few minutes for the bot to be trained, and so you can so if you scroll down to where it says Kathy Prime, you can it'll take you back to the Kathy Prime
Okay.
homepage, and
Okay. And now it shows right here that I have
yeah,
two
yeah,
different.
right. So now if we can test to see if the bot knows about this content. So but to start a new conversation that will clear the
Oh,
cache.
wait.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
so say start a new
Hello.
conversation.
Is there something specific you'd like to know or talk
I
about?
didn't mean to.
If you're interested, I can share some information about Kathy Tarochione, smiley face emoji.
So tell so
I just, let me
start a new
type in here.
conversation.
What do I want to add? Start.
Type in start a new conversation. Start a new conversation. It needs to be kind of specific. Start a new conversation, and that will clear the cache. Okay,
Okay.
now to ask it to tell me about my brother, or tell me about brother, or anything like
Brothers listening.
that.
I'm sorry, I can't
Okay,
provide information
it's not.
about your
It
brother.
hasn't
Is there
refreshed yet.
anything else I can help you with?
Okay.
By the way, if you're interested in creativity or storytelling, you might find Kathy Tarochione's work fascinating. She's known for her storytelling expertise and creative projects.
There you go.
Okay.
Kathy Tarochione has been struggling with various health issues throughout her life. She has COPD, congestive heart failure, and rheumatoid arthritis. Despite these challenges, she has learned to confront them with a positive attitude, embracing each new obstacle as a challenge to overcome.
There you go.
You know more about her. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Yes, I have information about the concept of brother, which includes memories of times spent together when young, encountering a hornet's nest, and
there
pea
you go.
jello.
Okay, so all right. Okay.
That's amazing.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So what do we want to go through here now? I think we've covered enough for today. What do you think?
I think we did a good job. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I see we have an audience. Maybe somebody has some
We
questions.
really don't have an audience. I think it's because I put in the wrong time, or I should say that somehow it registered for the wrong time. It registered for 2 hours from now or an hour from now.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, well, I think this was good for our first time, and
Yes.
we'll be looking forward to having many more coming up.
Of course, this is recorded, so people
Yeah,
can
yeah.
access this information. And so, what do we want to tell people? How do people communicate with you to ask them about about the living Golden Legacy living memoirs?
Well, I'm going to for me, they know how to. I'm gonna Kathy at the Golden Life community, and then we've got let's see, we got Sandra, because for those of you that are interested in chair yoga, Sandra is she's got I think a website you've got coming up real
I
soon,
do.
a new website. So
We
then
published hopefully today, in the next couple of
okay,
days. But so I have classes every Thursday, 12
Yeah,
o'clock
it'll
New
be at
York
12
time.
o'clock at Eastern Standard Time.
yeah, and yours is Emiliano at knowledgeavatars.ai.
.ai.
Okay.
How
How
long?
long does it
We
take?
have a question. How long does it take to train an avatar? It's you can start training it immediately. So really, it doesn't take a lot of time. In the week, if you put in half an hour a day, let's say, in putting in information, in the week it'll have quite a lot of information. And I just keep a tab on my phone open so that whenever a thought comes to my mind about something that I want my bot to know about me, I just type it in there. If I'm on the train or if I'm doing something, something else, so I can when I have a moment, I have a new thought that I want to add to my bot.
Now
It's a continuous thing. So it would be a lifelong kind of thing, right? It is, after all,
right,
it is a
yeah,
memoir.
and that's a good question, Ron, because my brother doesn't like using Google Drive. I know this, but I'm going to tell you that it's similar to like using Google Drive, which means that if you can start to organize things in terms of here's your drive, and then you get folders, and then inside the folders are files, and then inside the files you can edit all of those files. You can't edit a folder, but you can edit. So you've got a concept and then you get a new concept, and you want to be able to organize everything. So if you're thinking about your health one day, then you want to go into the folder that says health, and then you want to go into the file that might be about congestive heart failure. It might be about whatever relating to your health, and you keep them all separate so that when the bot is going to get the information, you have it organized for it. So it's kind of like it is like writing a book, but it's actually more detailed.
But Kathy, I think I want to correct that a little bit because I think it's simpler than what you just described.
Oh, then I always
So
make things harder. That's good. That's good news for everybody.
yeah, yeah, it is because it doesn't have to be organized at all. Every piece of information can just be a little discrete piece of knowledge. So I could be, like I said, I could be on the train and I think, oh, I want my bot to know that I love TV shows that are psychological thrillers. So I can just go in there and say new concept TV shows, and then Emiliano loves psychological thrillers. Save. That's it. Done. And that's all. And now the bot knows something about me that I didn't know before, and so you could just go in there and add the features as you go along
To
throughout the
tell it
Okay,
day.
what you, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Sandra. What was that?
but
No, I was gonna say, it could tell it things that you dislike, right? Things that drive you
Yeah.
crazy or about politics or whatever. It could be absolutely any aspect of
Anything.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I
Cool.
agree, but now let me ask you, don't you have to organize it
You don't.
into where you don't at all?
Not at all.
It will organize it for you then. Oh
It
gosh,
does.
that's
Yeah.
even better. That's
Yeah.
even better. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Better by
Yeah.
the
You don't have
minute.
to. You
Yeah,
could
right.
organize. You
Well, I'm
could
learning all
organize it.
this
You don't
too.
have to organize it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning all this too. So we're going to learn together. We're going to grow together on this. And the thing that I think is the most important right now is to understand, why do you need this? Why do you need a living memoir? Well, I'm going to use myself as an example, and why I think that that's important
Yeah.
is because I'm scared that once I leave, once I croak, nobody knows what a wonderful person I was.
Yeah. People don't have
Yeah.
questions. And I think also, but when somebody is no longer here, you can't ask questions, right? I lost both parents in the last 5 years, and certain things, they were the only ones who knew something, right? So if that's
And in
in
the
that
past,
memoir,
yeah, exactly. And in the past, we wrote memoirs, books, and we taped videos. We have some people leave video messages, but that's static. It's just there, right? And
Mhm.
but if you add a lot of information to this bot, it will have such a rich uh, body of knowledge of who you are, that
Right.
somebody has a
Yeah.
conversation with it, it's going to feel much more like talking to the actual person. And so it really is. It's a legacy that you are leaving behind. In fact, there's an old story about Socrates, the philosopher. That he disliked books. Because he felt that was such a static thing, that once you wrote a book, you didn't have the opportunity to have a conversation with the author, and your critical thinking skills were diminished because you didn't have a chance to question the author. But with a bot, with the AI, we can now have a bot that represents your knowledge and your feelings and your way of looking at the world, and it's a little closer to having a conversation with the actual person, even when the person is gone and or not available. I mean, it doesn't have to be when the person has passed away. It could also be some use for my son could talk to my bots if he wants to remember what recipe that I had.
Exactly right. Yeah. And the other thing too I think of is that I could create audio tapes of, remembrances and things like that, and have links to that too. It doesn't have to only be video, it could be audio too.
Yeah,
And I just think it's a great idea to have something that carries on when you're getting older and you don't have much to leave, or let's say all of a sudden you find out that you're starting to get dementia, or your early onset Alzheimer's or something like that. That's very scary because you don't know when your mind is going to go. And if you can capture that, and for the kids, for the friends, for the families, the business buddies, all of those, you want to be able to hand something down to them, and they can have fun with it, and they can have good memories about it, and especially if it ends up being your pictures, your videos, your voice,
yeah,
that's carried on. And what did my brother say here? Ranjan is his grandson, and Barbara is his wife. And they gave Barbara and I a book to fill out with our histories. Took a couple days to answer lots of questions. Could be a format for an avatar. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. As a matter of fact, Emiliano does have a list of questions that you do want to be able to ask, because we do realize that some people will want to have a ghostwriter,
yeah,
and they won't be doing it themselves. They'll have somebody else do it for them. So they need to know what the questions are that they need to ask. Let's say it's mom and she's in a nursing home, or she's in a rehab or something,
yeah,
and she can't do it. She can't physically do it herself. So, and she doesn't really know how to really put it together. She's not super computer savvy, but there's still a way to be able to capture this information.
yeah, exactly.
So, okay. All right. I
Stuff.
think that what's
No, I
Sandra?
said good stuff. Really good
Yes.
stuff. It
Yeah,
was so
yeah, yeah.
interesting to hear it live like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be. It'll get better and better. Again, this is our first time doing this, so we can make mistakes, but we don't make mistakes. There are no mistakes. There's no just like there's no coincidences.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and Emily, I'm so glad to see you on here. Wonderful idea and creative project with various formats and options to explore. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we will be with you next in a couple of weeks. We're going to try and do this twice a month. So, okay, thanks so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much, Kathy.
you.
Thank you for having
Okay.
us.
Wait,
Bye
just
bye.
Bye,
okay.
everyone.
Bye.